Hello and welcome. It is that of the 26th day of September 2018. This is the crypto day morning. My name is Derek. All trades, bets, and of the like within one's own risk versus that of their own reward. And I like to say risk reward because everyone says, oh, this is risky, 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 which is good to point out. But you never really hear it's rewardy, which is really the polar opposite of risky, or the opposite effect of if you don't get the risk hit or the loss, you get profits. That's the beautiful part of betting, gambling. You can get an edge as a player. Okay, so within Bitcoin, when we look at this on the daily term time frame, the price action, of course, got above the 18 average of high several days ago, thus making a statement after it came from a downtrend that it was looking to revert the trend. Okay, so a leg higher was made, a low down to the 18 average of lows, so that's the correctionary phase. We can see these little lines, these little areas, that's where resistance was, so it came back to where it came from. Now the question is this going to be that of support, meaning can it get above the 18 average of highs? If such is done, you'd be at around 66.85 with high probabilities of breaking it above the previous high at a little over 68. And then getting above 68, you're looking to make a new leg higher, at least at around 7,000 would be where I would expect a new leg, if, of course, that to be the case. If this area shows weakness amongst the 18 average of lows, and thus starts to roll over below from that point, then this little move indicates to me the failed breakouts, and oftentimes from a failed move I see a fast move in the opposite direction. Opposite of higher, of course, is that of lower. Single hour time frame, we can see that since the market was going down in here, this sell-off that started here did not go down much. Thus, it stayed in the 18. It got above it, showing several periods of strength amongst the 18 average of highs. And there's a decent-sized breakout or a leg higher on the short term. 15-minute time frame. The volatility is very microscopic. When you consider the low here is 63.40, and it got up to 65.20, above 65.20. So that's a differential of almost 200 points. Which means that's almost 3% when 65 points represents 1%. So not too much, and when you consider there was one leg higher in here, correctionary move, a small leg higher here with the correctionary sideways move, and a very good leg higher, so 3 legs higher have netted 3% from bottom to high. That's, again, very low volatility. Let's switch this off to Ripple, crossed against Binance Coin, and we'll start with the same time frame of the 15-minute. And it shows a very similar thing from the lows, the legs higher, and it's in a correctionary phase short term after making it to a high of 0.05782. Look at this on the hourly time frame, as it had some choppy, volatile moves here, a little bit of a selling, but that selling had completed as it has gotten above the 18 average of highs at 1700 hours yesterday. That was 5 p.m. and has been grinding nicely back to this little consolidation area which it was at before. Taking a look at this at the 3-hour time frame is where we're going to see some interesting action. Of course, once it loads up, that will be the case. There it is. As the price action goes from 27 handle to the 78 handle. That's decent size volatility, and it's had a correctionary move, so it's now been range bound. You can call the range at least within this 45 with the high up to that 78, but it's also established this level of resistance, especially where it's at now, between 57 to the 61 handle. And getting above that should make a decent sized move. I'm kind of wondering, I got this line here, should I increase my sell order? Which I think I should. I think I'm still happy with my buy order at 42. My last two trades was selling at about 70. Sold at about the 69-ish or so handle. Then I bought back at 50, which would have been down in here. So I haven't traded since September 21st. It's been 5 days for me without a trade on Ripple. Didn't buy any more here at 46, although I could have. I thought about it. I passed on it. But as I look at this now, because I put my sell order in originally in here for 46, I'm going to increase it, I think, because I think if it breaks this level of resistance, it's going to probably come up closer to even 67, which is probably where I'm going to adjust it to. Get better profit that way. Just quickly looking at Ripple against other crosses. And we're pretty much seeing the same thing here. We've got the cross against Bitcoin, which has gotten up to the 111.5 handle down to 83, or 115 down to 83. On the daily chart, it's just an aggressive move. When we look at the size of the rally, we're talking about highs seen from the highs back in February. And it only did it in a matter of one solid day, a pause day, and then mainly September 20th and 21st. Just massive volatility, to say the least. And that's the whole point of these markets, is they all have that potential. When they're ready to go, they can just go to big levels. This is Ripple against Ethereum. And it's also back towards its January highs as well. And finally, Ripple against the US fiat currency. Its price action is back to its levels from the lows of February, where the 6,000 Bitcoin lows would be equivalent to. And of course, and this trading range in well, the end of May, start of June as well. Overall, mathematically, 3.20-ish, $3.20 or so is the high, and right now it's at 54 cents. So that's about a 5x decline from the top as it stands. We take a look at this going back even further. This thing in 2017 was at like we'll look at 0059 as the number on the right. So we'll call it with 4 digits 59 basis points. Now with 4 digits, this would be 5,400. So it's up about 90 plus x, over 90 times from these lows in early February of 2017. So when it had its 2 runs, when you look at it, and there was really 2 overall, and you can split them up with intra moves volatility. This thing goes from a little over a half a penny up to 42 cents. So it had an 84x move-ish. Of course, as far as trading was concerned, it got up to 6 2/3 of a penny, if not closer, over 7 cents rather, and then came down and congested back down to 3.5. So this was a 50% decline. That was really more of just a regular correctionary move within the move that it had, because the size of the move is all relevant to what it had before type thing. So if you have like a, let's just talk about an insane move that you would never expect in crypto. Say it had a 50,000x move. Well, then you got to expect a 4,000, 5,000x sell-off. It's, well, I mean, don't expect that, but in reality, when you have a 20x move, 40x move, that's having a 5, 6x sell-off, well, that's realistic. This next move seen it break out from 22 cents, of course, up to a little over $3, so that was about a 13 or a 14x move. The whole point of me showing this coin, not that I say it's anything of great stature right now. Is there anything in here stating it's a decent day trade? Well, it has corrected for a while, but no, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that the entire market space is capable of sick gains. That if you were to tell me that the crypto overall market cap is going to be at all-time highs before the end of the year, well, it's not that big of a surprise if such was to be true, because when these crypto markets go, they go at major proportions. Right now, the movement has overall in crypto space is low volatility, so I wouldn't expect it to happen, but if it did, and bull market sentiment comes through, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there were coins that did 2, 4, 5, 10x moves really, really fast. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.